Well, top of the morning to you laddies. My name's Man Buck. Welcome back to the old school series. And for one thing, yes, that is a different truck. We'll get to that here in a second. Most notably, I would like to note that if you guys haven't already, please consider subscribing and liking. This is a very overused term, but hey, we're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year to try and make the run for 100K. With that being said, let's get to what our actual list for today's video is. For one, you can note that I have a different truck. Where's the Ford? To answer your question, I needed something with a little more oomph. Now, this truck came up for sale the last few weeks. Now, bless my Ford's little heart, but it only had a 325 rear axle ratio at that 302. This is the 6.2 diesel with 456 rear gearing. So, by default, this thing is built to tow, which is what I needed to do because I still got to haul in some sorghum with the grain that's currently in my bins. So we are going to get right to that, but what we have to do once we sell our sorghum is we're going to need to go and buy ourselves a lime spreader because of the fact I need to get my prairie grass here limed so that way I can be prepped to go for the hay season come spring. Because we've been blessed that it's already staying warm enough out for this winter, but I know that it's going to change here fairly shortly. Like I said, to start things off, we got really close to our building over there. I'm going to get the old Ford over here and pull the Westfield out of the way so I can start getting my augers lined up here and loaded. Get that detached. This underway. I love this little old Ford. This thing has been an absolute trooper through the harvest season. Didn't have one problem the entire time this thing was the loader tractor, with the auger tractor. So we will get this, like I said, out of the way. Technically put away for the season. We need to get that little conveyor auger out so that way we can start loading. Get that lined up underneath our drop spout. And there is that. That is fired up. Let's get some grain. So we currently have 62,000 liters worth of sorghum that can be sold. What I'm hoping that I can do, let's check some prices here, is, sorghum is up. Sadly, it's not going to be as good as if I were to sell it in January, but I think we're going to be going to Johnson's Farmers Market because that's going to be our best option. I'm interested to see how well this Chevy can tow because, like I said, it's got a lot bigger and better gears in the back. And hopefully this thing can handle this a little bit better since it's a lot heavier of a truck. So we're just coming up over the hill. This actually did not tow very bad. I was trying to make sure I could pay attention so I wasn't going to be distracted. The brakes are a little spongy on this truck, so I might have to take those in and get them looked at. But other than that, the truck hauls beautifully. I have no complaints over this thing whatsoever. We're going to be selling the sorghum here at good old Johnny's to see what we can get and see if we might even be able to buy a lime spreader here, so that way we can get our fields taken care of. So sorry I haven't really shown you guys much of the trip so far. I kind of been trying to stuck with the camera, doing some hiccups, and I can't seem to figure it out. But I've been doing the mathematics, and we can get about 10 grand a load, maybe closer to 11 grand. So I'm going to run about 2 to 3 more trips so I can have a little bit of chunk change, but also have some playing money to be able to get that lime spreader. I need to also talk to the co-op because I need to get it with lime being about roughly 40 bucks an acre right now. I don't necessarily want a lime where I don't have to, but I know that the grass over here, the pH in that soil it's down to about somewhere in the upper 5s. Of course, I'd like to have that sitting somewhere in the lower 7s, But I think the best I'm going to be able to do for at least this coming year's crop of hay, grass, whatever I choose to do with it, is going to be about maybe lower to mid sixes. But I can at least get the lime to go and not turn in front of a car. Go. Go. But the lime spreader I'm looking at is going to cost me about $25,000 at the place that I would like to buy it. So we're going to need to sell roughly, like I said, if I can get about 11 grand, I can do this in 2 trips. I can technically buy it after this trip, but I don't even know if I'm going to have enough to sell 2 trips worth in these trailers. I think these trailers hold roughly 10 grand. So with the current amount that I got left in the silos, and also my current trailers right now, it's looking like I'm going to get about $15,000 to $18,000 worth of crop. And that's going to be just enough to be able to get the lime spreader, but I don't know if I'm going to have to take out a loan to try and do the rest of what I'm trying to do here. So might end up leasing the lime spreader, and then I can purchase it later on, as I do have the lease to own in here, but I don't want another lease payment that's going to run me down and get me another $6,000 to $7,000 extra on interest. So that'll just have to figure out over time. But this truck so far, I mean, it's doing the legwork. I'm liking how this is working. So I'll try and show you guys this run a little bit more so you can kind of get the idea of where we're going. But like I mentioned, I don't really want to take out any more loans from the bank just because of interest rates being so high as they already are. But I think with the money I'm going to be able to pull in is I think I have one more gravity wagon worth of sorghum in the bins that might be just enough to acquire the lime, so that way I can at least get that done. I don't think I need to lime any of my other fields as their pHs aren't as bad. But the low spot on that field is roughly in the lower 6s. The problem with the pH in that grass field is that it's sitting at about, especially on the upper half of the hill, it's sitting at about a 5.8. That is very acidic. If you look at the way pH in the soil works, to my knowledge, if your soil's at a 7, which is technically where you want to be, a 6 is going to be 10 times more acidic than a 7, and then a 5 is 10 times more acidic than a 6. So in reality, if you have a 5 pH versus a 7, it's 100 times more acidic than if you were to go from 5 to 7. So what I want to try and shoot for is that, like I was saying, mid-6 range, so I can produce possibly the best crop that I can out of that field, because I want the bales to help supply some money. I could do some contracts, but I don't have enough equipment to take care of half of these fields out here. So the nice thing is that Johnson's not even really supposed to open until like 10 o'clock, but kind of on like express workload, so he kind of was kindly enough to open up for me this morning to get the crops in. So as we dump away and watch our monies go up, I'll show you guys the spreader that we're looking at. So the spreader we are looking to buy is a Wilmar S600. This is a pretty nice looking spreader. I can actually get it for 25 grand, but money is going to be tight. Even if I do buy it, I'll only have about maybe 10 grand left in cash, which that is not going to be ideal. So hopefully I can end up squeezing by and getting a good return on the hay grounds, as I'm going to need it if I really want to be able to plant anything come spring. So the stage has been set and the decisions have been made. I'm going to be taking the last cart in. I still have about 4,000 liters of sorghum in the bins, so about half of a cart. I'm going to hold that until December and January when the prices are a lot higher. And I'm going to take this one in, sell that, which will put me at about $37,000 to $38,000. I'm going to then go to the bank and then pull about a $10,000 loan out, as I have decent enough credit that the interest rate will not screw me over too much. But that'll at least secure me the amount that I'm going to need to get for the amount of tons of lime that I'm probably going to need to spread, but also keep me in line for seeds, bills, and utilities, and all the extra bills that I'm going to have until springtime, when I might be able to start selling some grass, bales, hay, and all that. Which those are probably going to be pretty good deals. So we got one cart full of sorghum here that we're going to get dumped out, and then we'll be able to decipher what we're going to do after that. I'll probably head to the bank after this. I might try and figure out if I can buy that spreader. So I just got off the phone with the banker, and we did get approved for our $10,000 loan. We ended up with $38,000 like I expected. I'm actually going to get on the phone with the dealer here quick, and we're going to get our spreader on order. We have the money already transferred to him. Pretty much all we had to do was opt for our little sign, and that should be all that we need to do. $600, not going to kill us. We don't need anything fancy on it. $25,000 later, and we're sitting at $23,099. So we will head back to the farm, get the gravity wagon unhooked, and get that spreader back to the field. I've also already called the co-op. They already have a load that's in here. The reason we only have $99 is because it's $650 a load in the trailer they have to bring out to us. So the plan here now is we'll shut off the porgs. I kind of forgot to do that. We're just going to drop the gravity wagon back here. We'll pull through the tree line. Grass is actually not doing too shabby. That's the sad part, is that... Oh, we also got our gravity wagon cleaned up over here. But the grass is doing really, really, really well. At least down in the wet, towards not necessarily wetlands, but down at the bottom side of the hill where all the runoff goes to. That's not nearly as acidic as it is right here. This is like really, really, really bad right now. So we're going to run back down to the store here. There's a lot of driving today. This Chevy's getting its workout in. I'm going to turn this off. There we go. We'll turn that off. And this Chevy, like I said, it's getting its driving in today. There is no skipping for this truck. So we got our call that the co-op guy is currently en route. We are, like I said, picking up our spreader, which this is going to look really good on the truck. And we are hooked up and ready to go. It sits a little low on the attach point, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. But he said that he should be en route. He's going to meet us at our field, which that will be really nice. I didn't even really realize there was a highway on this corner, but we'll take this road, get ready to go back to the farm. Hopefully he's there by the time we get back, and we can get started liming with the 5020. I don't think I can see him. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. So by the looks of it, he actually beat us here. And conveniently, that message states exactly that. But I think, yeah, he's got an auger-driven trailer out here, so we'll talk to him, get that ready to go. That thing looks loaded down. Jeez. But we'll run over and grab the 5020. We're going to start liming. That is basically that. We ended up having to get a little bit more lime to get that done, but that field has been coated in a light layer. Probably going to end up putting on some lime, probably to the sunflower field, since that one's also kind of in a bad spot. But I think that's going to do it for this video, guys. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe down below. If you guys did like this and want to see more, be sure to check out the rest of the Boomstick Club for all the up-to-date content from me and the gang, as well as some of the playlists that I got mapped out for this stuff. And I try to keep it as organized as possible. But we shall see you guys all in the next one. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.